Please, help me. 90 voicemails and messages left on my phone. They were from the company that I got recently fired, trusting only their spoiled daughter. The company that accused me of plagiarism and where no one defended me. Honestly, I didn't care what happened. I don't care anymore, I muttered as I turned off my phone, deciding to ignore them completely. My name is Kevin. I'm single with no girlfriend, just a lone wolf. Currently, I work as a designer at a design company. I wasn't always passionate about it. In elementary and middle school, I was a sporty kid in the soccer club. I intended to join the soccer club in high school too, but then I had a fateful encounter. Hey, are you lost? Yeah, I'm kinda lost. This school is pretty big. Where are you trying to go? Soon after starting high school, I embarrassingly got lost and was helped by an older student. I fell in love with her at first sight. By the way, what club are you in? Me? I'm in the art club. If you haven't decided on a club yet, would you consider joining the art club? We'd love to have someone like you. Absolutely. So, because of my crush, I joined the art club in high school. You're really good. Really? Yeah. Are you sure you're a beginner? Yes, I am. But it's really fun once I started. Joining the art club turned out to be a great fit, and I enjoyed it every day. From there, I developed a passion for design and went on to study color design at an art college. I remember my parents were quite surprised. You were such a soccer kid until middle school. Life's full of surprises. Indeed. Well, if you found what you want to do, that's great. Don't worry about the costs. Thanks a lot. I graduated from art college and joined my current design firm. Kevin's design got selected again, huh? Well, it's Kevin, so no surprise there. He's the rising star in the design world. I must say, I stood out among the young designers. Thanks to you, Kevin, our work has a bright future ahead. Thank you. Keep up the good work. My skills were quickly recognized by Alex, the design leader, and he trusted me with various projects. Things were going well, but recently, I've had some troubles. That design isn't that great. The other entries must have been terrible. Oh. It's because Julia, the daughter of the company's vice president and a year younger than me, seems to treat me like an enemy. She deliberately insults me loud enough for me to hear and moves my personal items on my desk. The insults I can ignore, and my stuff is just moved a bit, not thrown away, so it's not a big deal. What is she trying to do? Ah, Julia again. Don't worry about it. It's just jealousy. Yeah, I know. As Alex said, my designs were overwhelmingly chosen in competitions, so we all thought it was just jealousy. Also, Julia's father, John, is our company's vice president. Additionally, because Julia is extremely doted on by him, no one could say anything against her. I'm his daughter. You know what happens if you don't listen to me, right? Julia exploited her status as the vice president's daughter, doing whatever she pleased. Everyone in the company had become accustomed to this, and no one complained. I love designing, but I can't enjoy my work like I used to. Every day, I'd come home from work with a sigh. It might be selfish, but I wished for a better working environment, even if it couldn't be like the old days. I couldn't forget those days, especially that senior in high school. Alright, I'm going to give it all this time. One day, a major internal competition was announced. The company was participating in an international design competition for a global corporation. And they are selecting ones which will represent the company. Every designer in the company was eager to submit their work. Of course, I was determined to get my design chosen. Okay, I'm pretty confident about this one. As the competition deadline approached, I was making final adjustments to my design. Is that your design, Kevin? Ha! Suddenly, Julie appeared over my shoulder at my PC screen. As I hesitated, she grimaced. Your design looks a lot like mine, Kevin. Did you copy it? What? No way. I came up with this design from scratch. She accused me of plagiarism. Naturally, I denied it immediately. You're lying. You copied my work. Julia caused a scene. Everyone's attention was drawn to us. Why did you copy my design? You're the worst. Julia began to cry. People gathered around her, partly to console her and partly to avoid trouble. Kevin wouldn't do that. It must be a coincidence. Yeah, designs can look similar sometimes. No. He definitely copied it. This scumbag did. Despite my colleagues and Alex defending me, Julia wouldn't listen. Look at this, she exclaimed, showing her design to others. This is similar, indeed. It looks too similar to be a coincidence. Her design had a slightly different vibe, but the layout, colors, and motifs were almost identical. It was clear to anyone that one of us had copied the other. Of course, I hadn't copied anything. I had put countless hours into creating this design. So, if anyone had copied, it was Julia. She must have somehow seen my design on my PC and made a similar one, then accused me of plagiarism. What's all this commotion? Unfortunately, her father showed up at that moment. Dad. Listen. Julia? What's wrong? Who made you cry? That guy. Julia immediately ran to him, crying, and I sighed deeply. That guy copied my design. What? That's not true. I created this design from scratch. Shut up. If Julia says so, then you definitely copied it. How dare you not admit it and show no remorse? He didn't listen to me at all and accused me one-sidedly. In the first place, the company's system prevents designs from being shared to avoid plagiarism. So, normally, we wouldn't know each other's designs. They can only be viewed from each individual's PC. Moreover, each PC is password protected, so only bosses can access others' PCs. Well, could it be, did Kevin really copy it? Julia wouldn't lie, would she? Anyone in the company would know this, but no one dared to defend me against John. I was fed up with the atmosphere in the company. I couldn't showcase my skills here. I couldn't enjoy designing like I used to. I'd be better off elsewhere. I can't believe such a lowlife exists. I won't forgive you for hurting her feelings. As my resolve waned, his anger only grew. You're fired. There's no place for you here. Pack your things and leave. Don't ever show your face again. Finally, he declared my dismissal. A designer who plagiarizes others' work is absolutely unacceptable. You're a disgrace to designers, he shouted. Behind him, Julia was grinning. I could see her mouthing, "It serves you right." Though everyone saw her vile expression, no one spoke up. When I glanced at Alex, he briefly met my eyes before looking away. He clearly didn't want to get involved. In the end, he was on their side too. Understood. I gave up completely, packed my things, and left the company. Honestly, I had no regrets about leaving this company. My only regret was stepping away from the design work I loved. This decision would later become a turning point for both me and the company. A month passed. What the? My phone was filled with missed calls from Alex, my former boss. I hadn't checked my phone for a few hours due to some errands. In that time, there were 90 missed calls and messages. Reluctantly, I decided to check them. What are you doing? Where are you? Can you come to the office? Are they kidding me? Why should I report my current situation to the company that fired me and visit them? Why won't you get in touch? Please answer the phone. Please, help. The messages were frantic. Do they really think I'll respond? I had been falsely accused of plagiarism, and not a single person, including Alex, had defended me. I didn't care what happened to that company. We're not related anymore, I muttered, turning off my phone. What's the point now? I decided to completely ignore them. Ugh, not again. I thought they'd give up soon, but this went on for days. I was getting fed up, and more importantly, other important messages were being buried. This is too much. I canceled my phone contract and switched to a different phone carrier. I gave my new contact information to current contacts, but didn't share it with anyone from my previous company. This effectively severed all ties with them, and my life became much more comfortable. Finally, I'm free from all the noise. Now I can focus. About a year later, I happened to pass by my old company's building. The office space was now an empty lot, with the land up for sale. I knew it, I thought, smirking. It was their own fault, just as I had predicted. Well, it can't be helped. The story goes back about 10 months. After leaving my previous company, I went to a bookstore to look for job listings. This is a huge bookstore. Oh, I should check out the art books while I'm here, I thought, heading to the art section. There, I ran into someone I hadn't seen in a long time. It was Emily, the senior student in the art club at high school whom I'd had a crush on. She looked just like she did in high school, only grown up. She was holding a book by a famous artist. Seeing Emily again after so long left me frozen in place. Wait, are you Kevin? Oh, long time no see. Emily recognized me and spoke up. I heard you joined a design firm. You're doing great, aren't you? Actually, I just got fired from that design company recently. What? This time, it was her turn to freeze. I've seen your name in so many competition results. Kevin, did you really get fired? Emily was stunned, and I couldn't help but smile wryly. I'm job hunting right now, so I came to buy a job listing magazine. Hey, in that case, why don't you come work at my company? What? I was surprised by the offer and looked at Emily. I'm working at a small design firm now. It's a small but skilled team, and we just started, so we don't have much of a track record yet. Really? Yeah. So, we'd love to have a talented creator like you join us. Her expression was reminiscent of when she invited me to join the art club in high school. The pay might not be as high as your last company, but we will grow. How about it? Thank you. I'd love to. Having no other prospects, I accepted her offer. This is our company. It's still small, but it's a great place. Oh, you're Kevin? It's great to have someone as talented as you on board. Thank you. Looking forward to working with you. The company Emily introduced me to was small but had a good atmosphere, and the employees were all supportive. They weren't overbearing and maintained a comfortable distance. Emily, about that project. Yes, it's already done. Thanks. Kevin, how's the design I asked for? It's ready. Thanks, you are the best. Everyone had clear roles, so no one was burdened with extra work. There were no spiteful people or anyone causing trouble. It was an excellent work environment, and I was very satisfied. How's it going? Do you think you can manage? Yes. Thank you so much for inviting me. No problem, thank you for joining us. As satisfying days continued, we received notice of a design competition from a global corporation. For this design, I think we should let Kevin take the lead. I agree. He'll definitely come up with something great. Can we count on you? Yes, of course. I was assigned to lead the design for our company's entry. The design I came up with was praised by everyone and made it to the final selection. So, I went to the final presentation with Emily. What? You must be kidding. No way. Why are you here? At the venue, I unexpectedly ran into the vice president and his daughter Julia from my previous company. John glared at me with a fierce expression as soon as he saw me. Why are you here? That's right. Well, no matter what a copycat like you brings, you can't beat me. Julia was laughing beside the furious John. The atmosphere in the venue shifted as they appeared. People from other companies began whispering. Isn't that the company? They lost a lot of contracts because their design quality has gotten worse. Our company was lucky to pick up some of their clients. I heard they're having a hard time because all their designers left. We had heard those rumors too. I hadn't believed it at first, but it seemed true. Julia and her father noticed people talking and glared at them. Seeing them like that, I realized they hadn't changed at all. This gave me confidence that my design wouldn't lose. Wow, that's amazing. Impressive as always, Kevin. The design I presented was innovative and very eye-catching. It received applause from the other designers in the room. That must be good. Feeling the positive reaction, I made a small fist pump. Kevin, your design is incredible. Thank you. I'm sure your design will be chosen." With confidence, we started to look at the other designs. What? When Julia presented her design, I was shocked. It was a slightly modified version of a design I had previously presented at another company's competition. Although that design hadn't won, it had received some good feedback from a few people. "Hey, that design. Yes, it's one I presented before." That's what I thought. But doesn't it look worse? Yes, it does. As Emily pointed out, it looked like a degraded version to anyone familiar with the original. Julia confidently presented her design. "Can I ask a question?" A designer from another company raised their hand and started asking questions. "That design looks very similar to one Kevin presented at another competition." "How do you explain that?" "It's common for designs to resemble each other." "I don't remember exactly, but it might have been stored somewhere in my memory. And I subconsciously created something similar." Julia answered the question confidently without batting an eye. "Subconsciously, huh? I could tell if that was true or not." Exposing her lies here might be necessary for the future. I raised my hand. Given that my name had already been mentioned in the previous question, everyone was watching me closely. My designs have a signature. If there's any doubt, you can inspect the design. If nothing is found, it will prove your company's innocence. What? A signature? That's ridiculous. Actually, my designs have my initials hidden in a size so small it can only be seen when enlarged. I started doing this back in high school. What are you doing, Emily? I'm putting my signature in very small letters. It looks cool, like a secret code, right? This was something Emily used to do in high school. Admiring her as my older student, I found the hidden initials intriguing and praised her more than necessary. It became a trend in the club, with everyone saying, "That's cool. It looks like a secret code. A personal signature that you only know? That's interesting." Since then, including a signature in my designs became a habit for me. So, this design. If it's truly using my work, the signature should be there. I never thought this would end up helping me. Excuse me for a moment. Wait. I operated the tablet, enlarging the displayed design. I was certain this was my design. Without hesitation, I zoomed in on a specific part. Ah. There it is. In the enlarged area, my initials KS were clearly visible. No, this can't be. It must be a mistake. Julia's face turned pale as she tried to defend herself. But she was met with a cold gaze. So it was plagiarism after all. And she used the design as it was? How can she call herself a designer? Everyone around was a creator who took pride in their own work. Plagiarizing someone else's work was something they could never tolerate. What's that about copying someone's work again? I asked Julia, giving her a cold stare. This is a mistake. It's a setup. She would never do such a thing. Her father tried to defend her. No way. Why would Kevin do something like that? With all this evidence, what are you denying? Presenting someone else's work as your own, how brazen. The crowd continued to criticize her. No, it's not true. Under the growing tension, she finally broke down in tears. Julia. Her father rushed over to her. I looked down coldly at them and stepped forward. Not once, but twice. Aren't you ashamed to use someone else's work? When I asked her quietly, she glared at me through her tears. Why is it always your designs that get chosen? They're not that different from mine, she shouted. Not that different, huh? So I thought if I copied your designs, I'd succeed. Finally, she admitted it. I spoke calmly to the sobbing Julia. Indeed, learning from others is essential for improvement. Studying techniques from those better than you and making them your own is part of growth. But creating an exact copy is different. Presenting someone else's design as your own, don't you have any pride as a designer? You can't feel proud of your work that way. That's why your designs aren't chosen. Ugh. As I explained my thoughts, she couldn't respond. Isn't this more terrifying than being yelled at? Emily stood beside me, asking her. But he's not wrong. She looked down at them with cold eyes. Kevin has been studying diligently since high school. Sure, he has talent, but he also works hard to improve his skills. He decided to pursue design and read countless books, studied various designers' works, and put in a lot of effort. It doesn't seem like you've made that effort. That's not true. You can't become authentic just by imitating others. Emily cut off Julia's attempt to retort. Stolen work can never surpass the original. Your design looked like a degraded version of his. Because you didn't change yourself. You're being exposed like this. Ugh. You're facing this because you recklessly stole intellectual property. Instead of trying to bring others down, you should focus on improving yourself. Emily's harsh words even made me feel a bit scared. Julia. Well. Meanwhile, Julia, seemingly affected by our words, stood up with tears in her eyes. Her father awkwardly tried to comfort her. We apologize for the inconvenience, everyone. We will withdraw from the competition. We are truly sorry. She apologized deeply to the audience and left the venue. Julia. Her father followed her. Well, we will continue. The event proceeded as if nothing had happened. Ah, I see. Later, when I passed by the company I used to work, the office space had become an empty lot. According to rumors, the company never came back after that competition. In the end, the vice president resigned to take responsibility, but it was too late. The company quickly went out of business. Many designers had already left when I quit, foreseeing the company's downfall. Some people even came to apologize to me. But I refused, telling them not to contact me again. It was clear that the company was doomed. I couldn't even remember the faces of the president, Mr. Brown, Alex, who had called me so many times, or my former colleagues. Nor could I recall any of the good memories from there. I'm glad I left when I did, I muttered, smiling. I might have been lucky in a way. Thinking about this, I headed to my current company. That company, it's all cleared out now. When I returned to the office, I told Emily that my former company was gone. I figured it would happen sooner or later, Emily said. That company deserved to go under. I felt a mix of anger and satisfaction in her words. Why were you so angry on my behalf? I asked. I noticed your talent since high school, Kevin. She began to explain. And I knew you were a hard worker. I remember you mentioning that before. It felt good to know someone recognized my efforts. I was always watching you. Huh? I didn't understand her words at first, so I looked at her in surprise. Her face turned red. Does that mean I need to step out for a bit? Emily, trying to hide her blush, quickly left the room. Wait, seriously? I was left behind, my face reddening in realization. Emily. Kevin? Once I calmed down, I approached her. Emily, please listen to what I have to say. Okay. I had a crush on you since high school. Meeting you again like this feels like destiny? Do you want to be with me? I want to be with you, Emily. I'd love to. In my excitement, I couldn't help but pump my fist in the air. Our relationship quickly became known throughout the company. Soon after, I received a letter. It was from Julia. Since the incident, she had decided to start over. Despite facing harsh scrutiny at the competition, Julia decided to start over at a company that was willing to give her a second chance. Under the watchful eyes of others, she is striving and working hard to create designs that surpass mine. She mentioned she had separated from her father. Staying with him, she realized she would always rely on him. He, on the other hand, had moved to the countryside to live quietly after being scolded by his wife. Now, they only communicated through her mother. Reading the letter, I remembered Alex. After his previous company went bankrupt, Alex came to me. He said he wanted to join our company, but I turned him down. How could he expect help when he didn't stand up for me? Emily, now my girlfriend, also supported me. Kevin told me about how you didn't defend him when he was accused of plagiarism. Yet you kept bothering him with calls. Did you really think he'd help you? She chased Alex away with those words. By then, I was so in love with her that even this strong stance made me admire her more. Being with you, Emily, feels like a dream. Let's do our best from now on. Yes, let's keep supporting each other. As for the former company president, Mr. Brown, he had always let the vice president run things, which led to their downfall. Mr. Brown also took a lot of heat for this issue. Apparently, he came to our company as well, just like Alex. But Mr. Smith, our company president, turned him away. After hurting our employees, what do you want now? Well, he is one of our employees now. If you cause him any trouble, we won't stand for it. The conversation ended without me knowing. I'm truly glad I joined this company. We passed the competition. Really? That's amazing. Shortly after, I received the news that we passed the competition. Great. Thanks to you, Kevin, we've landed a big project. Way to go, Kevin. Since you joined, we've been doing great. Thank you so much, Kevin. And thanks to you, Emily. The whole office was buzzing about the big project. Amid this atmosphere, I exchanged smiles with Emily. I'd never been so happy doing design work. Really? Yes. It's all thanks to you, Emily. Not at all. It's all because of your hard work, Kevin. Smiling at her, I felt a deep sense of satisfaction. I was genuinely happy that my work was getting so much attention. I wanted to continue valuing my originality and creating new works. The new design is complete. Thank you. You're on fire, Kevin. It's thanks to you, Emily, and this company. I plan to keep working hard with the important people here at this company.